Welcome back. Today we are going to continue with Satisfactory. The plan today is very simple. We got miners MK2. They will draw more resources than the MK1, double to be precise. So I'm thinking of just readjusting the miners a little bit, how the belts are coming in. And that should leave us with plenty of iron ore to exploit again. We also need energy, so we need to do something about the coal. That should be easy enough, but for all of that to happen, we need to change a few things on how we're doing steel. But in order to do those changes, we need first more iron. But I still need to take into account the alternate recipes. For example, the cast screw recipe here. 5 iron ingots gives us 20 screws. Now, the current recipe is like 10 iron rods for 40 screws. So essentially, it's still the same, except this step of turning ingots into rods into screws. But this actually has a rate of 50 per minute instead of 40 per minute. So we're getting like a 20% bonus on this recipe, which makes me wonder what other recipes are out there for, well, everything else. I think the best thing that I have to do right now is just go out in the world and get as many recipes as I can. But we still got tier 5 and 6 to deal with. Wait, why are you... Never mind. Why is that still blinking? Everything's done. Anyway. We got the jetpack. I think that's the only thing we can actually do. Everything else is kind of locked behind, well, oil processing as well. But everything else looks like it's locked behind some kind of oil processing. Like you had rubber there, you got plastic here as well. So we are locked behind oil at this point. So right now, my priority lies on let's unlock the jetpack. Let's unlock the oil processing and take it from there. In order to do the jetpack milestone, all I'm going to do is disconnect one of the stators that we had. Wait, was it stators? The automated wiring assemblers that we had here. We're going to change that into motors, and we're simply going to feed both of them and let them be. We need 50 motors for this, so this should get us started within the minute. In the meantime, I'm going to try and deal with upgrading our lines, namely coal, iron. I think those two are the two that I need to focus on. We got all our stuff for the jetpack. Let's deliver it and get done with it. So we got our jet fuel, which is nice, but the problem is it consumes biomass. We're back at biomass again, no! I did try and get coal into it, but it didn't work. Anyway, next, maybe after we do oil and we get this fuel, it will be better. All of this should be pretty easy to get. In fact, we already got most of it. We just need to wait for 50 more motors. We might have a few motors already on standby. Feed it all and... done.
Milestone reached. Crude oil can now be extracted and refined to produce various industrially beneficial parts. The byproducts of these processes will require careful management, but a capable pioneer such as yourself surely understands that. To improve efficiency, pipelines can now be optimized with valves to limit and balance their throughput. These were initially left out because Fixit did not want to overwhelm pioneers with complex pipeline management, but they have since been re-added after my impassioned defense of your capabilities.
Ah. So I've heard better pipelines. Hold on a second. Did I actually unlock that? I didn't look at every single thing. Holy moly. It's 1,000 rubber and 1,000 plastic with heavy modular frames run into the mixed 4 pipeline MK2. We kind of need this to improve our coal, kind of don't. Give me a second. Yeah, anything that I want to do from here on out, I'll have to have oil products. But we are borderline on our power, and I can't really afford to go any higher than this. If everything starts spitting out things, we're going to get in trouble. Let's go to the other side where we left the other power plant. There's still loads of water there, and with a little MK2 miner, we can get 600 more megawatts out of this. Oh, doggos. Hi, boys. Oh, wow. Thank you for the rubber. Yes. What's that? Rifle ammo. Nice. And we got fused modular frames and crystal oscillators. Okay. They are behaving very well, I must admit. Okay, and here we are. This should be... Oh, god dang it. Get out of here. This should be easy enough to double up. Holy crap. Turbo motors. Where are you guys finding all this stuff? Even silica. Good job. Good job. Keep on finding more. Hey, yo, dude. Just chilling? You okay there? Are you feeling happy? Hey. Seriously. Do these guys jump? Anyway. And there you go. We have just doubled our coal capacity on this side. This time I try to get the pipes on the underside of the factory. Maybe I'll do that from now on. And all we had to do was split the coal belt right about there and upgrade these 2 miners to MK2. Each one of them are now spitting out 120, so that's 240 coal. And then they just join up on an MK3 belt and then split. Everything looks pretty well, and our power is now at 1800. So we got 600 megawatts to play around with. Later on, I will upgrade the one that we have next to the uranium mines, but for now, I think these 2 will do it. These guys keep finding so much material. Yes, thank you for the motors. What's that? An heat sink. I can't carry an heat sink at the moment. But now I can. Yes, he's a good boy. There we go. Go and find more stuff. For now, we're going to purchase this factory ladder up here. There we go.
Fun fact, architecture was invented when people began building buildings. If it had been invented slightly beforehand, perhaps more old buildings would still be around. Humanity sometimes lacks vision.
Stupid humanity. Lacking vision. And this is our 3rd floor of the factory. Some would say it's too much. Some would say it's wrong. I'd say it's a beauty. Ah, yes. Just like the devs intended, I'm sure. Anyway, on the 3rd floor, we're gonna get our beautiful oil somehow. Still, we need to go and find it. So let's get to it. Crude oil. How far could this be, right? Pretty darn far. That's where it is. Wait, we don't have any oil in this region? Wow. Oh, we found some. Jesus, 2.5 kilometers away. Right all the way there. 2 normal and the pure node. Right, let's go and check it out before I make any decisions. Oh, there's a Mercer sphere right there. So as long as I press C, I can even use the jetpack to get close to these things. And as soon as I let it go, that's where they show up. All right.
Tapestry grows in the shallows and the clouds, but not through the windows. What is your route?
I have no roots, nor do I operate on Windows.
Oh, God.
But perhaps you mean something akin to the human saying, my point of origin is Earth. I was created by specific individuals of the human race.
Incompatible music.
Did I say something wrong, or did you not understand?
You cannot be shallow deep. The ripples you cast into the void have no skin.
It seems I may have said something paradoxical. Interesting.
So, technically, it is two AIs talking to each other there. That it. Oh, an hard drive. No, we're still quite far away from it. Nothing. It's a freebie. It's on the house. Kind of. I need to get rid of stuff. I wasn't ready to find one of these. There we go. I'm carrying too much junk. Alright, alright. Okay, hopefully this will do now. Can we get there? Uh-oh. Holy moly, it's huge ones. They're even bigger than the last time. Look at the size of that thing. Jesus. Nice, another one that we don't need to give anything. Nice. Oh, and some plastic. It's fuel. Maybe this is what I've been looking for. Okay, and we got some more over there and some more over there. So there's like 3 nodes right here. Now, how to get them back home? The obvious solution to this is trains. Like, this is a huge distance to go and take with pipes, but we don't have that technology. Unless I refine some right here, take it back to base, research it, and then come back. You know what? That sounds like a plan. What a beauty. Alright. This will produce 240 cubic meters per minute. So we can just use one pipe. How's the power situation? Let's see. Okay, that's step 1 done. We brought in these big power pole lines all the way from down there. We're gonna have to do fluid packing because I wasn't aware that we actually need to pack fluids. Go figure. So what do we have oil-wise? Our oil extractor gets 240 cubic meters per minute. Each one of these refineries consumes 30. So we can get about 8 of these to consume the whole thing. And that's what we have. 4 of them are doing plastic and the other 4 are doing rubber. On rubber, we're doing 80 per minute. On plastic, we are doing another 80 per minute. And we have heavy oil residue as something that we need to get rid of. That heavy oil residue is coming on these pipes, getting onto this fluid buffer thingy-majiggy, and that's getting split into these 2, where we're converting it into fuel. For now, because I can't pack it and actually use it, we're just leaving it on 2 more buffers until it fills up. By the time it fills up, we should have enough plastic and rubber. In fact, plastic, yeah, we have a whole lot. I'm just taking it back to base. And how's rubber? Yeah, it's not bad. In fact, I'm gonna leave a little bit of this plastic behind just to take this rubber, and hopefully we can do something with this back in base. We just need to feed it plastic, and there we go.
Milestone reached. Avoid the embarrassment of placing liquids in your pockets only for them to spread across your suit. Package and unpackage them with the packager. Packaging fluids allows them to be transported in your inventory, on conveyor belts, and by vehicles. For increased, non-pocket related fluid storage, you can now use the industrial fluid buffer.
Oh, okay. And petroleum power would be nice. I'm curious to see what we can burn in this. Actually, I think at this point we can do this. If the guy was here. Well, we'll wait for him to come back and then we'll do it. Okay, it seems we're having some kind of problems with our network. I need to go and check the coal. This power plant, everything is green. I need to go and check the other one. Let me check the doggos. I haven't checked the doggos in quite a while. What's this? A high-speed connector. Aye. Stators and more silica. Okay. Good boys. Good boys. Okay, there's something wrong with this one. Definitely, it's not the coal. I mean, the lines are full. It will be the water, isn't it? Yeah, for some reason the water is giving me issues again. Although it doesn't quite make sense. I got those there. Hold on. It's probably due to water mechanics being jank. If I check here, we are literally on deficit of water. Like, each one of these consume 120 cubic meters per hour. Every single one of them is working flat out. And somehow, these pipes can't be filled up, even though they are limited at 300. These guys are producing 360, but it's still not enough. I think I got a leak. There's a leak for sure. How about these guys? Yeah, somehow nothing is underclocked, but somehow it's the same issue here. These guys have been running for a lot longer, and they have the same problem. Like, we can't seem to build up any water, even though we're producing more water than what we're consuming. Well, we stabilized again. That's all I could care about. I have no idea what I did that changed it, but maybe I just need to cut this out from the episode itself. And here we go, Logistics MK4.
Milestone reached. The transportation of resources can reach new heights of efficiency. With the Mark IV belts and lifts, the truck, but even more importantly, your effort. Handling a large and complicated vehicle like the truck should come easy to a well-trained pioneer such as you. They are an obvious improvement over tractors concerning industrial purposes. Improvements for personal use were not measured.
Okay, we'll check out the trucks later. I think we can straight up do this. Right, we can do the packaging now while we wait for 2 more minutes for that. Oh, of course, hypertubes. I never took a look at this. Next.
Milestone reached. It is my honor and privilege to inform you that the fuel-powered generator, as well as the industrial fluid buffer, are now available. Due to a lack of gold in your sector, Caterium will be required to construct the fuel-powered generator. Additional research and development relating to this new material can be done in the MAM.
Okay. And there it is. Quickwire, I believe. Holy moly, I completely forgot about this. Man, there's a lot of research to be done with the Caterium. Right, let me do that. And let there be Caterium. 240 per minute, it will be going into one of these beautiful MK3 belts. That should be more than enough. Oh. Okay. We're going to bring it on a little belt all the way up to the 3rd level. And they'll be going straight into smelters. Now the thing is, it consumes 45 per minute. That's 5.3 smelters, according to my quick maths. And this belt supports 270. Now, instead of 240, if it was 270, that would give us the 6 smelters that I've built, because we are going to overclock it to 270. It's a little bit more power, but it will be okay. And I didn't mention it, but yeah, that's what I ended up doing with the steel setup. I just overclocked the shit out of it. So on our steel smelters, everything is being produced at 150%, just so it can cope with the stupid amounts of steel that we want here at 200%. And we're finally doing enough steel beams support everything around here. It took a while for me to realize, I should just overclock the crap out of this. And now, yeah, we have enough steel for everything, including motors. I ended up automating motors here on the corner. I started by feeding it out by hand, but then I just brought a belt from downstairs with the rotors. Yeah, with the rotors, and just added the stators right next to it. And now we have been producing it more or less okay. In fact, if I overclock this to give us 10 per minute, right, if this is going to give us 10 per minute, this machine will also be giving us 5 per minute at 100% efficiency instead of 50%. And there you go. The whole thing is just being consumed by D6, and we're going to get a few ingots there for now. I usually wouldn't store any ingots, but I needed a few of them just to get the MAM done here. I'm sure after that, I'm just going to get rid of it. Right, starts the research. There you go, 3 seconds.
New Caterium research options available. Congratulations on finding this metal. Many Fix-It initiatives will benefit from Caterium's applicability in advanced engineering. Also, it is probably not sentient, and so unlikely to feel pain as we exploit it.
Ooh, smart splitter. Now this would be great. Man, I should have really been doing more Caterium. I wasn't aware it would be here. Homing rifle ammo. Bro, we need a lot of these things. Like this is gonna be great. 7 power line connections. What's the zip line? Okay. Sounds good, but because I keep just going around bunny jumping, I'm not too sure how faster this might be. We'll get it anyway. First, we need quick wire. And quick wire, it's going to require 12 ingots per minute, and it's going to spit out 60 per minute. This is a pretty good conversion. Maybe we'll do a couple of constructors and be done with it. And there we go, a whole MK2 belt of quick wire on the go. And not that ladders are not great, but hypertubes are better. Let's go! Whee! There we go, easy. Okay, we got nearly 500 there. That should be enough for now. Right, I want this. I want everything. I just want everything. What's that? Jesus. We got so much to research again. Jesus. I'm getting lost. I am absolutely lost in all the things that I can do. This episode has been a mess. I just remembered we were dealing with oil. I kind of forgot all about the oil, didn't I? I can assure you we got plenty of rubber now. In fact, we might have everything here. And even MK2s. Okay, we don't have that though. Okay. First, let's deal with the monorail train technology, all the while trying our best to keep up with this. Can already do that one.
Zipline unlocked. When equipped, the zipline facilitates travel along power lines, regardless of whether the line is powered. Note: Based on previous Pioneer events, Fixit recommends not using zip lines during thunderstorms and typhoons or while drinking coffee.
Okay, makes sense. It makes sense. Done.
Milestone reached. Trains are excellent for efficiently moving vast quantities of parts. Train logistics can be made more precise and complex with tools found in the railway signaling milestone. I listen to all my pioneers, often when they're not even aware of it. So due to popular demand, I have added a motivational message.
Wait.
Choo-choo mother...
That is indeed the most motivational. That's the most motivational thing she ever said. I do want this desperately. Just because we can, let's unlock AI limiters. Then we're gonna do a few of them by hand. And we're gonna unlock smart splitters. I believe that's their name.
Smart Splitter unlocked. The Smart Splitter offers advanced settings that can improve conveyor belt logistics.
And since we're on other minerals, we might as well get some SAM out of here. I got lazy, and because it was 120 per minute, I simply dragged the belt all the way back home. Yes, the beauty of the belt. I'd say it gives the landscape a little bit of certain charm, especially with these case scenarios. It's beautiful, beautiful. Right, Sam will eventually get here. Yoink. So I was quite amazed by this, but turns out this 120 per minute will all just get processed by this one constructor. Yep, that's all it needs. For now, I did leave space and configure that just in case I want to expand this in the future. But for now, we're just gonna dump it into a storage container. The next thing we're gonna need is computers, so let's get industrial manufacturing out of the way. Easy, easy.
Milestone reached. Manufacturers can receive up to 4 inputs for the production of complex parts, such as computers and heavy modular frames, but most importantly, the 2 new project parts.
Okay.
The modular engine and adaptive control unit are essential for the development of Phase 3 of project assembly. You are making good progress. The future is starting to look bright.
Very bright, Aiden, very bright. Look at the size of this thing. Holy crap. And it seems part number 1 is already done. Let there be trains. And holy moly, this was one hell of a build. Here I was thinking this will be simple. Okay. From the top. Our oil extractor is getting 240 cubic meters per minute. And each one of these refineries consumes 30, so we needed 8 of them. Each one of them is going to produce 10 heavy oil residue per minute. Together with 80 plastic here, we got 4 doing plastic and another 4 doing rubber. So we got 80 rubber and plastic per minute. This leaves us with 160 per minute of heavy oil residue, isn't it? Oh, hold on. It's different values. Oops. Okay, so plastic only gives us 10 per minute. So we got 40 heavy oil residue and 20. So we got 120 heavy oil residue. Now the plastic and rubber are going through these smart splitters. If these crates are full, we're going to overflow them into an awesome sink. And the products, including oil here, are going straight to the trains. Now, for the oil, we are already using this extractor to its full potential, but we add another 2 nearby. We add these 2 nearby, which are going straight to the train. That one is a pure, that one is a normal, so we got 360 cubic meters extra to send back home. Now, for the heavy oil residue, first put it into a buffer and then we're transferring it. You okay there? Yeah? You wanted me to just, yep. Okay, thank you for your input. So we are using 60, so we're producing 120 out of those. So we're putting it through here, which will consume both of these machines will consume the 120 that we are using, and it will produce 40 fuel per minute each. So we got 80 fuel, which are getting burned, hopefully, right here. I forgot this power line. There you go. Now, each one of these are going to consume 20 fuel per minute. And before, I had this machine here. This machine was just packaging the fuel for my own uses so we can just fly away to victory. But we have this little container full of it. Eventually, I do want to just use the interdimensional thingy-majiggy. This, the dimensional depot. I could actually do it now that I'm looking at the resources. I was missing this before, the SAM fluctuator, but now that we can do it, we might as well start putting these all around the world. I'm not too sure how good this will be, especially because on the MAM, I noticed this thing enables uploading from the inventory. So I'm gonna guess we still need to do a few things here and there to make this optimal, and then we should be able to use them willy-nilly. Oh, also, this. Like, I'm so tempted to take this, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna guess this is like the best of the two. This might show up later. The way it works is that when I select something, when I don't select something, they will stay here, and then on the next refresh, they won't show up. But if I pick one of these, later on, when I find another hard drive, we will find the same thing. We got enough hard drives to find all the alternates. So I'm just gonna get this. Yeah. Let's go for it. I've been sitting on this for quite a while, and there's no reason for this. I think I'd prefer the alternate copper rotors out of these two. If I want rods, I think I'm gonna keep on doing them out of the iron, because like we're putting like 3 iron and 3 coal to get this 1 ingot, and then we get 4 out of that. I think I'd prefer the 1-to-1 ratio. Like, coal is a lot better than this. Anyway, we'll be picking this one because of coal reasons. Also, is there a way of me not getting out of this every time? There. This is interesting. We're going to end up using more energy because we need to turn the iron ore into iron ingots, but we are saving on resources, on that precious coal. Let's get that. Yeah, I can't really double click on it, so I need to come out and come back in. This is interesting. I'm not too fond of turning Caterium into wire, but this looks fancy. Let me have that. Wow. So we could even, with a little bit of water, we could get even more fuel. Interesting. Yeah, I'll get this one. Maybe later. Like the build that I've done here, it's gonna stay as it is. Iron plates, rubber. I mean, this saves on effing about a lot with screws, but this saves effing about a lot with the copper wire. You know what? Sure, let's have that. And finally, I think I'm just gonna get this. I'm happy with the wire being copper. Right, there we go. Now, each one of these bad boys are also giving us 250 megawatts of power. So this was pretty darn good, like 1,000 megawatts extra to our power, which we kind of needed at the moment. Yeah, or if everything was on, we would be screwed. But thankfully, yeah, I have the least efficient factory ever. Most of it is stopped because, I mean, I took my time doing all of this. Like, just this train station took me ages to do. Well, not the train station itself, but the rails. Hold on. Why are you not working? Well, it's not working maybe because it's full. I believe this is working just fine, even though I haven't really tested it out completely. All right, turn on self-driving and let's go. The trains look pretty darn cool in this game. I like it. And I had a few issues with the line, but everything is solved right now. And okay, we're here. Will you work? Yes. Freaking cool. Nice, very nice. Yeah, on this one we got rubber, then plastic, and then oil. I'll let it go, doing its magical journeys in rounds. We got more things to do in the factory. I'll just catch a lift with the train on the way back. We grabbed a few SAM fluctuators because I want to have the jetpack fuel coming straight to our inventory, and I think it's a good way to try it. From what I can see, it only does 15 per minute. For fuel, it's alright, but for other things, we might want to use several depots to get a better upload rate. I had been storing some of these items here, so I'm gonna upload them all. That way I have them always accessible on the dimensional depot. Should save me a lot of hassle. No more coming back here just to find, for example, the Mercer spheres or the summer sloops. Whatever I might want, I'll just have it available. Pretty freaking handy. And I have to keep on looking for these Mercer spheres. We're gonna need tons of them. We have just acquired a little bit more copper ore. We're gonna need that for computers, which is our next thing that we must do. Yes, good boys. My goodness. This belt of 120 copper per minute is getting converted through the smelters to 120 per minute of ingots, which in turn, they're going to be converted into 60 copper sheets per minute. on these 6 constructors. Then they're going to get together with the plastic right here into these assemblers. And we are making a whole 30 circuit boards per minute. It's not much, but bro, the fact that we're using the whole copper belt for this it's a bit scary. Because the next recipe that we're going to make is going to need more copper. So we're going to need to go and get another line of copper to this area. And after a few upgrades, we managed to get a few computers. So we got another 120 per minute copper. We are smelting it here. There's some yellows. I need to go and check out what's wrong. They get then converted into cable, and then they get converted, into copper wire, and then into cable. So it's 4 smelters, 4 constructors of wire, and then 2 of cable. Now, we already had our circuit boards, and our plastic was coming from that side. So we just joined everything together, and this beauty right here, this is giving us 2.5 per minute. So all 3 of these are consuming all the resources that we are making here, and giving us 7.5 computers in return. Yeah, this feels like this is a lot of freaking resources. Anyway, for now, all I'm doing is putting it into a storage container, and then we'll deal with it later. I'm gonna guess like all the yellows that I have, the yellows means something like the machine is on standby, it's not working. I'm guessing it's still because of the manifolds, that this thing is called a manifold. Because of the manifolds, it's still filling up. So this one is now at 100. This one will fill up next, hopefully. It will take some time, and then the other 2 will do so as well. This doesn't feel like 240 per minute. Let me go and check it out. There's probably something wrong somewhere along the line. Wait, what? Yep, the problem was right here on these 2. They had the MK1, which is 60 per minute instead of 120, and that was a problem. And there you go, that's the difference. It's a lot fuller. Yes, give it to me. Yeah, so we have this belt that goes at 270 per minute and then gets split again in 2 of 120 per minute. That's what we want to see. It's completely full. All these yellows should disappear soon enough. And now that we have 50 computers, we can do the rail wheel signaling. And done.
Milestone
Yes.
reached. Train signals placed on train rails can control and improve train behavior. This helps to avoid events where multiple trains attempt to occupy the same physical location. For information related to earlier train events, please refer to your employee non-disclosure agreement.
For our next milestone, we're going to grab the pipeline. It's going to require Heavy Modular Frames, but looking at it, we already got most of this. Like, because our versatile framework is already done, like all that machinery is now stopped. We are not doing any of it. So we can just grab the steel pipes, the encased industrial beams. We'll have to do screws, which shouldn't be too bad, and the modular frames, and that's it. So we literally just need to do these 2 put together with whatever we have of these, and we can let future Sen deal with it. So yeah, let's do Heavy Modular Frames. And we are down to our last 4 Mercer spheres. I was looking at the technologies that we have available here. Like another stack would be awesome. This would be cool, even though I'm not too fussed about it. But this, 50% upload speed, yes, we're just gonna grab it. And we're left with 1 Mercer sphere, 30 per minute. So yeah, that's quite the increase.
Dimensional upload speed increased. Part of the kinetic and thermal energy released during matter conversion has now been repurposed to aid with dimensional shifting, allowing for more parts to be transferred in a short time frame.
Loop the veins, ease the flow, make a curve out of the line. Your shallow minds create shallow solutions. Pretty rebels.
Shallow mind? Pretty ripples? I certainly hope that wasn't meant to include me.
Ah, she took offense. Looking at the Heavy Modular Frame recipe, I actually have changed my idea. We're not going to take it from what we're already producing. We're just going to make more. This is a lot, like 240 per minute screws, 10 per minute on the encased industrial beams. This will bleed us dry if we try and get it from what we're already producing. So we need to do a brand new steel setup. We still got some space here. I'm not too sure if we are not going to go into a 4th floor today. We're not going to go and get another vein. All we're going to do is upgrade all these miners to MK2s. That's going to double our production of iron, and then we're going to siphon off using a splitter all this new ore that we got. I hope it's going to be enough. Our 2 lines of iron are coming from that away. All the miners have been upgraded. So I'm going to grab from this splitter here a belt. And from the other belt, from this splitter here, we're going to merge it here. And it's going to go all the way down into this conveyor lift. And now that it's up here, we can start working on the next steps. The smelters downstairs, they're using 240 iron ore per minute. So we're going to use the other 240 up here. That way I make sure the ones downstairs won't starve. And here's the thing. We got around here 3 pure nodes of iron ore, which are barely getting used at this point. This is like 600 iron per minute. We're gonna also make use of it. I made a change to MK4 here. I also thought about doing a train station already for this, but let's see if the tractor can cope with it. If not, we'll change it. In fact, we might upgrade this tractor to its upgraded version before we do the train station. Where I believe we're going to fall short will be on coal. But we'll see how our current setting will do. If it doesn't cope with it, we got another pure node right here that we can send, well, probably a train. From here on out, I'm not going to do more tractors or trucks. We're just going to extend our train tracks over there. And you know what? Maybe if there's more coal around that area, we'll go and grab it as well. And this is how we're going to start. 14 smelters, turn all this iron ore into iron ingots. And this is where it starts getting complicated. We're going to need to split this first to do iron plates. I'm planning to do 4 constructors here. It should be enough for what we're going to do. We'll be adding to that 3 foundries using the new alternate recipe that uses iron ingots, and 2 coal to save us a little bit on coal. And we're going to get about 180 steel ingots out of this. And with that, we're already nearly out of space. So, yeah. 4th floor incoming. And then 10 constructors. I ended up having to overclock 3 of them. The ones for the rods have to produce double. And the one for the screws has produced at 140 in order for us to get everything that we need. In total, we are producing 420 screws per minute with all of this. And 60 iron rods out of these two. Of course, we have ran out of space on this floor. Go figure. And 4th floor complete. They did say to build vertically, right? Anyway, we're nearly as tall as the main shaft of our space cock. On our new floor, we have the 4 resources that we have manufactured down there. And on this side, we got 180 per minute worth of limestone. I had to disconnect that limestone node from that side and overclock the other side to make up for it. And also overclock this one because we're going to need 190 and that only produces 120 by itself. So this belt is coming all the way up on these 2 conveyors. The last conveyor lifts. And now we got to do a whole bunch of concrete. Our constructors will take care of that 180 limestone per minute, and we'll do 60 concrete per minute. With that said, we're gonna get our iron plates and screws together to give us reinforced iron plates. This will give us, I believe, 15 per minute. Yes. We then combine the reinforced iron plates with the iron rods to get our modular frames right there. And that's 10 per minute. So far, we're consuming every single thing we have made before, except for the screws. We still have leftover screws, and now we're gonna get rid of our steel ingot belt. 2 constructors to do steel beams for 30 a minute, and 2 more constructors to do 40 per minute of steel pipes. And that's our steel gone. But you got 2 more products out of it. So yeah, it's not getting simpler, trust me. We'll now put together the beams and the concrete to get the encased steel beams. That's 12 per minute that we're getting out of it. Oh, this is so bad. God. Perfect, yes. Heavy modular fucking frames. Jesus. And we finally got all of this, all that we have made so far. So we're talking about, yeah, from here, all of that, and all of this here into one single machine. And this machine is doing a whopping 2 heavy modular frames per minute. This thing is hungry. This thing is really freaking hungry. Can't believe how much resources we are putting into this. It's like 600 iron ore, 180 limestone, in just about what? And 120 per minute of coal. This is hungry just for 2 heavy modular frames. This is super expensive, but we got it. They're coming out very slowly. We got 10. We're gonna need heavy modular frames for the adaptive control units. Thankfully, it's just 1 per minute, so that leaves us still 1 whole modular frame per minute, so we can actually do 2 of these per minute. UP. As for the modular engines, we can also put this together as well. The thing is, I would like to also finish this before anything, because that's gonna take a while. Holy moly, we need like 150 just to complete this. That's like an hour and 15 minutes of producing those bad boys. You know what? I'll spend the next hour just searching for spheres and slugs and hard drives and all those shenanigans. I'll be right back. Well, we got 138. It was close enough. Can at least get the pipes. I think both suck. Well, they don't suck. I think they're better, but anyway, well, I mean, this. We also found a few more. Wait. There's a technology that requires drives. Yeah, here they are. Turbo fuel and compacted coal. I'm not too sure about how I feel about either of them. At least the turbo fuel should be better, but we need compacted fuel for it. Okay, I'll do it.
Compacted coal unlocked. It is physically smaller and more powerful, but its carbon footprint remains enormous. This fuel upgrade can be used in coal-powered generators and vehicles.
Rocket fuel.
Turbo fuel unlocked. This upgrade to regular fuel is optimal for fuel-powered generators, jetpacks, and fulfilling long-distance trucker fantasies.
And that's pipelines too. Done.
Milestone reached. Pipelines and pipeline pumps can now be upgraded to Mark II. They are like Mark I, but better. Pipes seem to be objects of fascination to humans. In fact, there are recorded instances of humans doing nothing but thinking about pipes for hours.
Not those kind of pipes, Ada. It wasn't those kind of pipes. And done. That's 5 and 6 completed.
Milestone reached. The Blueprint Mark II improves upon the Mark I in every dimension, except for the metaphysical ones. This improvement was made available due to complaints from pioneers about other pioneers not being capable of managing their space efficiently. We listen to pioneers, always.
Yes, and that's not in a creepy way, I'm sure. Right, that will have to be it for today. We still got those engines to do and whatever those thingy-majigs are called, but I bet this is going to be one long episode as it is. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe or comment, whatever. Bye!